Narration style, calm, healing, heartfelt, spoken as if sitting with a friend. Hello there, I'm Dr. Grace Bennett. If tonight you find yourself curled up in your favorite chair, or sitting quietly on the edge of your bed, legs a little tired from the day, then let me begin with a soft greeting just for you. I know that feeling, that moment when you glance at the clock, 10 p.m., then 11 p.m., still wide awake. You've turned off the lights, you've put down your phone, and yet sleep still feels far away. Your mind refuses to rest. It wanders gently like ripples on a midnight lake. Your legs feel restless. A dull ache creeps into your lower back, and then, you sigh, another long night begins. Have you ever felt like that? After 60, sleep doesn't come as effortlessly as it used to. Years ago, a busy day meant deep, uninterrupted sleep at night. Now, even when you're tired, you may find yourself lying awake for hours. It's not that you don't want to sleep, your body simply doesn't work the way it once did. Melatonin, the hormone that helps signal your body it's time for rest, naturally declines with age. Your internal clock shifts, your body's sensitivity to light fades, and no one talks enough about those quiet, aching discomforts at night. In your legs, your back, your hips. They're the hidden culprits behind so many sleepless nights. I've heard this from hundreds of my patients. One woman, 67, once told me, "Grace, I don't need a full 8 hours. I just want to sleep through the night, without waking up in pain." And her words, they stayed with me. You know, many people think sleep can be solved with a single pill, but deep, restful sleep isn't something you can force. Your body isn't a light switch. It's more like a piece of music. It needs a gentle prelude, a rhythm to ease it into stillness. The softer the entry, the deeper the rest, and one of the gentlest preludes I know, both as a doctor and as a woman over 60 myself, is the simple ritual of stretching before bed. Just 5 minutes, that's all it takes. But if you make it part of your evening rhythm, it becomes more than just a physical act. It becomes a small ceremony of recovery, a way to calm your body and soothe your mind. In my 20-plus years working with older adults, I've noticed something again and again. Those who do light evening stretches report fewer leg cramps, less nighttime muscle tension, and noticeably deeper sleep. This isn't just anecdotal. A study from the U.S. National Sleep Foundation found just 5–10 minutes of gentle stretching each night reduced nighttime awakenings by up to 31% in adults over 60. But honestly, you don't need a study to tell you what you'll feel. You'll know it. In your own body. Picture this. You're in your softest pajamas. The lamp casts a warm golden glow on the wall. You sit on the edge of your bed, gently extending your leg. There's no rush, no tension, just you and your breath. Every movement is like a quiet whisper to your body. Thank you, legs, for carrying me through this day. Thank you, spine, for supporting me through every moment. Now, let go. And as you move slowly, your body begins to release endorphins, those beautiful, calming chemicals. At the same time, your parasympathetic nervous system, the one that signals rest, starts to awaken. This is no longer exercise, it's a form of healing. I know what you might be thinking. Can something this simple really make a difference? 5 minutes, that's all, or maybe, I've never done any stretching at night. I hear you, and I'm here to walk beside you. No pressure, no expectations. Give yourself a gentle chance. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it right. All that matters is your willingness to care for yourself. In the next part, I'll guide you through each stretch, slowly, gently, just like we're practicing together. No yoga mat, no fancy equipment. You can do this right on your bed in your own peaceful space. Let every night become a moment of tenderness, a place where you come home to yourself, a time without pressure, without performance, where sleep is no longer a struggle, but a gift. I'm Dr. Grace Bennett, and I'll be right here, walking with you, on this journey of healing and rest. After 60, see you in the next chapter, the 5-minute stretch to invite sleep in. Before we begin, I invite you to let go of the day. You don't need to think about tomorrow's errands. You don't need to finish your to-do list tonight. All you need is 5 quiet minutes for yourself. Slip into something soft, turn off the main lights. Maybe switch on a warm bedside lamp or even light a candle. And if you'd like, put on some gentle music, a bit of piano, the sound of rain, or just silence. Are you ready? Let's begin together. Stretch 1. Leg reach, a thank you to your legs. Sit on the edge of your bed. Sit tall, both feet flat on the floor. Now slowly extend one leg forward, letting your heel rest on the bed, your toes pointing up toward the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, gently lean forward toward your foot. Not a push, not a strain, just a soft tilt. You'll feel a light stretch along the back of your leg, your hamstrings, your calf, and into your lower back. Stay there for about 15 to 20 seconds. Breathe slowly, and while you're there, let your heart say this. Thank you, legs, for carrying me all these years, for helping me walk through so many seasons of life. Now switch legs, gently, no rush, just breathe and feel. I once had a patient named Margaret. She was 73. She told me she cried the first time she did this stretch. Not from pain, but from the tenderness of finally paying attention to her legs again. Stretch 2, knee to chest, breath into your lower back. Now lie back on your bed. Let your arms rest by your sides. Slowly bend one knee and bring it toward your chest. Wrap your hands gently around your shin and give yourself a soft embrace. No squeezing, just closeness. Take a slow inhale, and as you exhale, feel your lower back gently pressing into the mattress. Stay here for 20 to 30 seconds. Then switch sides. Let your breath guide you. This simple movement helps release tightness in the low back, especially after a long day of sitting or standing. For many people over 60, the lower back becomes a quiet ache that lingers all night. You may not notice it at first, but it wakes you up again and again. This stretch is like telling your back, I see you, I hear you, and I want you to rest now. Stretch 3, gentle knee sways, releasing tension from your hips. Stay on your back. Bend both knees. Keep your feet flat on the bed. Place your hands gently on your belly, or rest them by your sides. Now slowly let both knees fall to one side, left, then center, then right, back and forth, softly 4 or 5 times on each side. There's no hurry, no right or wrong, just a wave-like motion through your hips and spine. You might feel your body sigh as it lets go of the tightness, like a quiet rocking that lulls you towards sleep. This is one of the first stretches I recommend to my patients who feel anxious or mentally restless at bedtime. Why? Because repeated rhythmic movement tells your brain, it's okay now, you can slow down. Stretch 4, ankle circles for calm feet and no more cramps. Now you can sit up again or stay lying down, whatever's most comfortable for you. Lift one foot slightly off the bed, relax your ankle, and begin to make slow, smooth circles. 5 circles in one direction, then 5 in the other. Repeat with your other foot. This may seem like nothing, but it's incredibly effective for reducing nighttime foot and calf cramps. Did you know? Over 30% of adults over 60 report waking up with cramps in their legs or feet. Often it's due to poor circulation or tiny imbalances in muscle tone. This little motion helps keep things flowing. As you circle your ankles, you might quietly say, thank you, feet, for grounding me each day. Tonight, you get to rest. Stretch 5, full body reach, a breath to close the day. Now lie down on your back one more time. Let your legs stretch out long. Your arms reach gently overhead. Take a big, slow breath in, filling your chest, then let it go with a long, soft exhale. This is your final invitation. A moment of surrender. Let your muscles loosen. Let your jaw unclench. Let your mind pause. Stay in this pose for just 10 or 15 seconds, or longer if you like. Now picture this. My body is winding down. I am preparing to enter a deep, healing sleep. That's it, my friend. You've completed your 5-minute healing ritual. Maybe you feel lighter. Maybe you feel simply more present, or maybe, just maybe, you don't feel anything yet, and that's okay. What matters is that tonight you showed up for yourself. You chose to tend to your body. You chose rest over resistance. Let sleep come to you like an old friend returning, not summoned, not forced. just welcomed into a space you made soft and safe. I'm Dr. Grace Bennett, and I believe that small acts of love, repeated gently, can rebuild health at any age. Narration, thoughtful, soothing, filled with wisdom, perfect for late-night listening. I want you to ask yourself something. How could something as simple as a few stretches make such a big difference in my sleep? It's a fair question, and one I hear often, spoken with a mix of curiosity and quiet hope. And my answer always is this: because your body, even at 60, 70, 80 years old, is still listening to you. Every day, every night. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive, not less. You see, as we age, our body doesn't shut down, it simply becomes more refined, more responsive, more sensitive to the little things. A slight tension in your calf might be enough to wake you at 2 a.m. A subtle tightness in your lower back could leave you tossing and turning without realizing why. These small discomforts, if left unattended, pile up. They disrupt our nights and leave us groggy by day. I remember a patient of mine, Peter, 74, he once described his nights like this. I don't really sleep, I just turn off and wake up again 4 or 5 times. That's not rest, that's survival, and we deserve more. Stretching is more than movement, it's communication. Every time you stretch, you're not just moving muscles, you're speaking to your nervous system. You're telling it, you are safe, you can relax now. That message is key, because sleep can't begin when your nervous system is on alert. Let me explain. Your nervous system, the two sides of the switch. Your body has two main modes: the sympathetic nervous system, the on switch, the part that keeps you moving, focused, alert, and the parasympathetic nervous system, the off switch, the one that controls digestion, healing, and sleep. Think about it like this. When you're startled, your heart races, your muscles tense, your breath shortens. That's the sympathetic system at work. But after a deep sigh, after a warm meal, or after a loving hug, that's the parasympathetic system taking over. That's where rest lives. Now here's the issue. After 60, the switch between these two systems doesn't flip as easily. You may feel tired, but your body stays alert, stiff, guarded. And this is where stretching comes in. Stretching invites the body to power down. Gentle stretching, especially when paired with slow breathing, activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It signals your body to slow the heart rate, lower blood pressure, relax tense muscles, and yes, prepare for deep, uninterrupted sleep. There's real science behind this. A 2021 study from the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies found just 5 minutes of pre-sleep stretching can boost activity in the vagus nerve, the body's main parasympathetic channel, by up to 40%. That's remarkable. And yet, I see it every day, not just in studies, but in people like you, people who stretch before bed, wake up with less pain, fewer interruptions, and a softer start to their morning. Your muscles remember even if you don't. Have you ever noticed how your shoulders creep up when you're cold or anxious, and sometimes you don't even realize it until someone points it out? That's because muscles have memory. Over time, we become so used to holding tension that we stop noticing it. Tight hips, normal; sore feet, expected; stiff spine, just part of aging, right? Wrong, those sensations aren't just aging, they're unspoken messages from a body waiting to be heard. Stretching resets the baseline. It reminds your muscles, this is what relaxed feels like. This is what safe feels like. I once had a patient, Maria, 69 years old. 2 weeks into her nighttime stretching practice, she told me, I didn't realize how much tension I was carrying in my body until I finally let it go. Healing doesn't have to be big. This, my friend, is what I want you to take away from tonight. Healing doesn't require dramatic changes. It begins in the smallest of acts, done gently, repeated with care, like lighting a candle each evening, or whispering a blessing over your pillow, or stretching your arms before bed and saying to your body, you've done enough today. Now it's time to rest. Each time you show up, you remind your nervous system that it's okay to soften, that your body is allowed to heal, that your age is not a limitation, it's an invitation to listen deeper, closing thoughts leading into the next part, now that you understand why these simple movements matter so deeply. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to make this practice stick. I'll show you how to create a nighttime space that calls you back, how to pair stretching with rituals that feel sacred, and how to keep going on nights when motivation is nowhere to be found. Because I don't want this to be something you try for a few days and forget. I want this to become a soft, beautiful part of how you live. I'm Dr. Grace Bennett, and I believe real change comes from small, steady choices done with great kindness. See you in the next chapter. Dear friend, we've stretched together. You've felt it in your body, you've heard the science, and maybe you've even begun to look forward to bedtime again. But now comes the most important part. How do I make this last? How do you turn 5 simple minutes into a habit that heals not just once, but night after night? Habits that heal are never built on guilt. Let me start with this. The best habits are the ones you return to, not the ones you feel bad about skipping. Especially after 60, you don't need more rules. You don't need another obligation on your list. What you need is a practice that feels like a soft place to land, something that whispers, "Come back when you're ready, I'm still here." I have a dear friend, Linda, 68. She lives in a little town in Oregon. She doesn't call it stretching. She calls it her quiet hour. I draw the curtains, light a candle, turn on some old piano music, and that's my cue. It's not a workout, it's not a task, it's a sacred moment. She gives herself, create a space that welcomes you home. If you want this practice to stick, start by creating a space that invites you in. It doesn't need to be a yoga studio. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to feel like comfort. That might mean a soft lamp, a quiet corner of your bedroom, a cozy robe or blanket, a single candle, or even just turning off your phone. This space is your signal. It says, "This is my time, the world can wait." Use ritual, not willpower. Here's the truth. Willpower fades, but rituals endure. Our brains are wired for sequence. If you do the same things, in the same order each night, your body will begin to recognize them as sleep signals. For example, brush your teeth, brew a cup of chamomile tea, put on your favorite pajamas, dim the lights, sit down for your 5-minute stretch, crawl into bed. After just a few weeks, you'll notice something beautiful. You won't have to remember anymore. Your body will begin to crave the routine. A study from Duke University found 85% of behavior in older adults is driven by environment and repetition, not motivation. So set yourself up to succeed. Use rhythm, use softness, use cues. On the nights when you're tired, do the 1-minute version. Let's be honest. Some nights, you just won't feel like doing anything. You'll be exhausted. You'll be down. You'll think, does this even matter? That's when I want you to shift. Instead of skipping entirely, just do the kindness version. I call it the 1-minute stretch. Here's all it takes. Lie back, stretch your arms overhead, wiggle your toes, take 2 slow breaths. Circle each ankle 3 times. That's it. You've still shown up. You've still told your body, "I'm here, I still care." One of my patients, Joe, 72, once said to me, "The most healing part of my day, showing up for myself, even when I don't want to." Rewrite what exercise means after 60. I once asked a group in my sleep workshop, "What comes to mind when you hear the word exercise?" Someone said, "Sweating." Another said, "Pushing through the pain." But a woman named Emma, 70, simply smiled and said, "To me, exercise is a conversation with my body." I've never forgotten that, because that's exactly what stretching before bed is. It's a quiet, gentle conversation between you and the body that's carried you through decades. You're not yelling at it to do more, you're asking it to speak, to soften, to trust you again. Each night you stretch, you say, "I'm here, I see you, and I'm not abandoning you, not anymore." Choose a reason that's soft and yours. Finally, I want you to give yourself a soft reason, not a goal, not a deadline, just a why, a gentle why. It could be, "I want to wake up without aching feet." "I want to prove to myself that I can still create something new at 70." "I want to sleep through the night without medicine." Write it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror, or tuck it in your nightstand, and before you stretch, read it again, not to force yourself, but to remind yourself that you're worth showing up for. Closing a doorway into part 5. Now you have a rhythm, a space, a reason. Next, we'll talk about what happens after 30 days of sticking with this habit. I'll answer some of your most common questions. What if I have arthritis? What time of night is best? What if I don't feel results right away? And I'll also share the real stories of people who tried it and what changed. Because this isn't just about movement, it's about what happens when you choose yourself, night after night. I'm Dr. Grace Bennett, and I believe rituals rooted in self-kindness can transform how we age from the inside out. Dear friend, we've come a long way together. From noticing that your sleep hasn't been what it used to be, to gently moving your body in ways that invite rest, to turning those movements into a healing habit. Just for you, now, as we close this journey, I want to answer a few common questions that often come up, and then I want to share with you what really happens when you stick with this practice for 30 days, because this isn't just theory, it's real life and it's powerful. Question 1. I have mild arthritis. Should I be doing these stretches? The short answer, yes, but with care. You need to listen to your body. No pushing, no straining. If a joint is inflamed or tender, you can skip or adjust that specific movement. But the truth is, a gentle, mindful stretching can actually reduce stiffness and improve joint fluidity. One of the biggest misconceptions is, if something hurts, I should avoid movement altogether. In many cases, not moving makes the pain worse. I had a patient, Walter, 76, with osteoarthritis in his knees. He started doing just the ankle and calf stretches for 5 minutes before bed. After 2 weeks, he told me, I woke up for the first time without that morning stiffness I thought was permanent. Always be gentle. Always respect your body's limits, but don't underestimate the healing power of even the smallest motion. Question 2. When exactly should I stretch? The best time is about 20 to 30 minutes before you plan to sleep. You want to give your body a bit of time to ease from movement into stillness. Think of stretching as the prelude, not the final note. So if bedtime is 10:00, start stretching around 9:30. Then maybe sip a warm tea, brush your teeth, dim the lights, and let your body coast gently into rest. Question 3. When will I start feeling a difference? Some people feel it the first night, a little more calm, a little more softness in their breath, but most noticeable improvements usually happen between days 7 and 14. That's when your muscles begin to remember, oh, this is what it feels like to release. Pain starts to fade, tossing decreases, and sleep begins to deepen. But the real magic comes after 30 days, not just in your sleep, but in your relationship with your body. Suddenly, you're no longer ignoring pain or pushing it aside. You're working with your body, not against it. You're creating a rhythm, a tenderness, a new kind of trust. A true story, Sarah's 30-day experience. Let me tell you about Sarah. She's 69 from New Hampshire. When she first came to me, she said, I'm not sleeping. I wake up with pain in my ankles. I've tried everything, pills, meditation, you name it. I walked her through the same 5 stretches you and I have practiced together. 5 minutes, each night, no pressure. In the first week, she was inconsistent. She skipped a few nights. She almost gave up, but on day 10, something shifted. She wrote in her journal, I didn't expect stretching to feel this emotional. It's like I'm tending to a version of me I forgot was still here. By day 25, she messaged me, I haven't woken up from pain in 4 nights straight. And on day 30, she said this isn't about sleep anymore. This is about choosing myself in a way I haven't done since I was in my 40s. That's what I want for you. Not just deeper sleep, not just less pain, but a deeper reunion with the version of you that deserves peace. A final word for the you who showed up. You've done something beautiful here. You didn't chase a quick fix. You didn't force or push. You chose a path that's soft, slow, and filled with kindness. And that is the bravest kind of change. Tonight, you didn't just learn how to stretch. You relearned how to listen to your body, how to soften your shoulders, how to thank your legs, how to release your spine, you remembered that your body is not broken. It's not too late, it still wants to work with you, and more than anything, it wants to rest. So let this become your evening gift, not one more thing you have to do, but a small return each night to the quiet truth. I am worthy of rest. I am allowed to let go. I still belong in this body. Soft farewell, a calm, complete close. We've come full circle, from the sleepless nights, to the science, to the movement, to the ritual, to the renewal. This is your new beginning. One breath, one stretch, one quiet evening at a time. I'm Dr. Grace Bennett. And if this journey spoke to your heart, save it, share it, return to it whenever you need. And know that I'll be here, in the next video, to walk with you through the next step of your healing after 60. Good night, and sleep well, my dear friend.